Hello everyone, it is Chinchilla Sims here, and today we are just jumping right in, building a large traditional style family home. I think it's traditional style anyways. There's a house similar to this near my boyfriend's house, so I looked it up on Zillow to see what they would label that architectural style as, and it said traditional. But the thing is, when you Google traditional family homes, just a million different things come up, so many different styles. So I don't actually know what the specific style of this home is called, but I do know that I love this house a lot. It's not the kind of house that I would choose to live in personally, but I just love how realistic it is. I could just see a little family living here, and it made it really easy to come up with a story while I was building it for, who each bedroom would be for and what the parents would do and everything else. So right now you see me messing with the windows. I am going to mess with the windows a lot because I just could not find myself happy with them. They were driving me crazy, to be honest. So I'm going to switch those windows out and I'm going to switch the door out. But I am going to keep those windows that I don't like on the back and the side of the house. And the reason that I'm going to do that is because I've noticed a lot, at least here in America, in suburban neighborhoods, a lot of money goes into the way that the front of the house looks. Like there will be like brick detailing and everything, but when you get around to the side of the house or even the back of the house, it's all just super plain and simple. The brick even usually ends, it doesn't go around the whole side of the house. So I wanted to kind of emulate that here and make it look super realistic. And yeah, so you can see me switching out the door here right now. I like the door that I picked like a lot more than the one that I originally had because that door was meant for a taller wall height anyways. I don't know why I had it on there. I think it's because I started off with a taller wall height, but anyways, I think that this door actually looks a lot better on this house. And yeah, so here I am putting a little bit of patio furniture. I think this area turned out super cute. I can totally imagine the Sims sitting out here. If you have the Nifty knitting pack, it would be super cute for your Sim to just sit out on the patio and knit. I do not personally have that pack. I don't have all the packs yet, but if I had that pack, if I had Nifty knitting, I would definitely have my Sim sit out here and knit and talk to everybody that walks by. But yeah, so here I am putting some plants on the patio, just decorating it, making it look super cute. This light is an outdoor light and it's actually like really small, but I put this pole from, I think it came from City Living on it. I just like moved it up using the 9 key, and then I added that pole underneath to make it look like that it was like really tall and staked into the ground. I like the way that it turned out anyways. Yeah, so I added some terrain paint around that looks like little rocks. I don't know if that'll save if you download it from the gallery, because I know that's kind of a problem where when you download stuff from the gallery, sometimes the terrain paint doesn't stay, which is really annoying, but it's super simple terrain paint anyways. I just used those little pebbles and then I used the grassy ones on top of it to make it look a little bit more worn out or overgrown. But I didn't want it to look messy because I think that the Sims that live here definitely take really good care of their garden and just their house in general. I imagined a family of 5 living here. So 2 parents, or just 1 parent, because it's a master bedroom, so you could put any amount of Sims in there, obviously. And then the family that I made for this house was a teen daughter, teen son, child son, and toddler son, and the toddler and child end up sharing a room. So yeah, I would say this is a pretty big family home. I imagined that the teen daughter is this super girly, kind of bratty, and her dad gives her everything she wants kind of girl, and she's just very self-absorbed, loves to take selfies. You'll see what her room looks like. It's very pink and elegant, and you can just tell what kind of Sim she is. And then I imagine the boy teen being kind of the exact opposite. So he's a gamer, he collects the My Sims figurines that kind of remind me of the real life Funko Pop figures, and he collects these little skull things. He has a big TV in his room and a gaming system and a gaming computer in his room. And then they share a Jack and Jill bathroom, so I thought that was a pretty funny storyline. You'll see that later on, but right now, the floor plan just came together in this build. I added a garage on because I thought it would look super realistic from the outside, but I also put a woodworking bench in the garage, which you'll see in a minute here, because I wanted it to be a room that could actually still be used. I wanted it to be a garage, but I also wanted it to be functional and not just this room that has a car in it from the debug menu, because obviously we don't have cars that are actually functional. If it was just that, then you wouldn't really be able to do much with it. So I put a woodworking bench in there and some other stuff, and I just imagine that they all kind of use that space as like a fun little workout area. It has a punching bag in it, and it also has a soccer ball and a basketball from City Living, but that's not functional, I don't believe, without the basketball hoop. And I thought about putting one of those on the outside of the garage. You probably saw in the beginning of the video, but I just decided not to. I thought it looked a little strange. But yeah, there's also a woodworking bench in there. So I just imagine that when the dad is done at work for the day, that's kind of his fun activity, is woodworking. So he just goes out there and does his thing, and he doesn't get to do it as often as he likes, but at least he has that little space in there in the garage. And I thought it looked like a pretty realistic garage. Anyways, so here I am working on the kitchen. This is a pretty basic kitchen, to be honest. I don't really like this kind of kitchen. I think I like open concept plans more that have an island that looks out into the living space. But I thought it was realistic because I feel like this kind of style of family home is a bit more outdated. This is still a suburban home, but it's like an early suburban home. So it was built a while ago before it became so trendy to have open concept living. So yeah, this is like a separate kitchen and living situation. I use this round table, which I think looks really nice in here. I wasn't really sure what to do with all of this extra space in the kitchen, so I feel like the round table takes up a good amount of space just because of the way that the chairs have to sit off the edge of it. And I also added a high chair for the little toddler that will be living here. And that little room off the side of the kitchen is a bathroom. And I believe I did cut that footage out of me building the bathroom just because I think it's really boring. And if you see me build one bathroom, you see me build them all. I think I did leave in the footage of me making the master bathroom and also the bathroom upstairs. But yeah, I think I just ended up cutting out me furnishing that bathroom. I really appreciate the fact that The Sims 4 lets toddlers sit at the dining table and eat with the other Sims. That wasn't something that happened in all of the previous Sims games, so I think that's a really cool detail. And it really adds to like the family aspect of the game, because they used to have to sit in the high chairs away from the table, and you had to have the front of the high chair not blocked by anything, so it couldn't sit at the table at all because they couldn't put them in the back of the high chair. So I just really like that's a new feature. So here I am working on the master bedroom. I really like the way that this turned out. I think it suits the Sims that I imagine living here. And there's a bathroom. So I move up the toothbrush and the soap always because I just think it adds to the realism of the bathrooms. Even though they don't actually use those objects, I just think that it makes it look a little bit nicer. And yeah, so bathrooms are super boring to build. And you will see me take objects that I find in the catalog and randomly place them other places in the build that aren't the room I'm working on. And that's just because I see them and then I think of the other rooms and I end up like going over and placing them before I forget about them or can't find them again, which happens a lot. I really can't find like hardly anything in the catalog. Even when I search for it, it's got some sort of weird name. So I feel like they could do a better job of organizing the catalog. But yeah, here, so we're moving on to the living room. I don't really like this living room. I think it looks nice. It's just not my style. But I do think that it suits this sort of family, and since it couldn't be connected to the kitchen because I wanted to keep that old-fashioned kind of vibe, I still think that it turned out really nice looking, and I really do like the orange and blue color scheme that I end up using in here. You're going to see me switch out these wall colors because I actually didn't like it very much, and I switched it out to the tan color that I used in the master bedroom. I put that in here, and I also put it in the kitchen, but I cut that out because I just didn't think it was necessary to show. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to use this little fake fireplace because I thought, I don't know, it would be cute to put some candles in the front of it and give it a little bit of decoration. I think it looks kind of fall themed, but it definitely could work for all year round. And I added that little reindeer stuffed animal. I'm not really sure why or what the point of it was, but I just thought it looked cute. But it kind of adds to the whole fall feeling, which isn't really what I was going for, but nobody can complain about it feeling like fall, okay? Anyways, so here I am using the couches from, I believe those are from Cats and Dogs or Seasons. And I used the blue one and then the one with the orange pillows so that I could keep that whole blue and orange theme going and keep it all looking really cohesive. And I think that it turns out cute, but definitely not for me. But I could see the family chilling out in here together and watching TV. I imagine them being a more active family. Like, maybe they don't use this room as much. Maybe they use their outdoor space a lot more, and like the garage area with the woodworking and the activities and everything. But I still felt like it was necessary to have this room in here and have the TV, especially because TVs are so essential to keeping your Sims fun levels up. It's like so annoying how their fun goes down, even when they're doing things like reading a book. Sometimes their fun goes down, and I'm like, reading books is fun. Why is your fun mood going down? But yeah, so I just thought that it was essential to have a TV. Although apparently, I didn't know this before, but you can go and buy earbuds on the computer, and then you can have your sim listen to music, and then they're like entertained while they're doing other things. They can do other things while they're wearing the earphones, which I thought was very interesting, and I have yet to try it. But anyways, you just saw me go into the gallery and find a lot that has pictures on it. This is not custom content, by the way. This is like pictures on the lot that are, somebody else has uploaded pictures into their game, and then they put them all on a wall and upload it into the gallery, and you can download it and it still stays the same picture, and you can use it to get some unique paintings and stuff to decorate your builds, because I do get really tired of the ones that are actually in The Sims, and I feel like it gets really repetitive. And it's also super weird when you go to other Sims houses and they have the exact same wall art as you. So it's just a really cool way, if you don't want to download custom content, to just go to the gallery and set your filter to rooms, and then search. You can search art, you can search photos, you can search wall art. But anyways, that's what I was doing right there. And I believe the first one that I used was the, I think it was a violin or something. It was by Babe Wire. And then that Italian city and like the rooster and everything, those are by Simlissy in the gallery. And I'm going to use another one upstairs, and I'll let you know who made that one as well. And here I am struggling with this table. I wanted it to be decorated cute, like the mom really likes to display things that her kids make or awards that they get. So I put the scouting trophy on there. Maybe the teen son was a scout and he got all of his badges and got the gold trophy. And then I thought that that little hand on the plate is super cute because it looks super homemade. But here we are in the garage. I'm trying to make it well lived in, tires sitting around, photo boxes, and I use these Strangerville shelves. And one of the cool things that you can do to make an object not look so repetitive is just flip it the other direction, so you can see in one spot it's facing forward, the other spot it's facing backwards. And I feel like it looks like two separate objects, but maybe that's just me, because you can decorate it differently, and then it just looks like it's two of the same shelf side by side, but they have different objects on them. And I just imagine that like there's a lot of old stuff in here, like that teddy bear, maybe that belonged to the teen girl, and she decided that she was too old for it, but the mom didn't want to throw it away, so it went in the garage. And that is me trying to move toys upward and stack them in that box and try to make it look like it's a box of old toys, but it wasn't really working out. So I kind of just gave up, and let it be a photo box. And I'm just trying out a bunch of different things to put in here to make it look like normal everyday clutter. I didn't want it to look super messy or like this family is super disorganized or anything. I just wanted it to look like a normal garage where people have things stacked, and sometimes they put random things in there that they say they're going to do things with later and they never do. And yeah, so I put some Christmas decoration boxes in the corners there. Those are always super handy to have because when the holidays come around, your sim wants to decorate, and it's kind of annoying to have to buy the box and then like put the decorations up and then get rid of the box. So if you can use the box as a decoration, which I think it looks great in this garage anyways, then that's super convenient. When the holidays come around, you can just keep redecorating. You don't have to keep buying the box. So here is the woodworking table, and I put like some fishing trophies above it. Maybe the dad likes to fish a lot and he displays his catches there. And I also hung up a degree and then a flag from a university, so maybe that is where the dad graduated from and he really hopes that his son goes there or something like that. That could be a fun storyline to follow. And yeah, so I feel like this garage looks really nice. And I did add some windows on the side over there. I don't know if I left that footage in or not, but I just thought that it needed more natural light because it's a garage. Yeah, so here we are starting on the upstairs. I put a painting area in the middle of the hallway, and I thought that that could be for the mom. Maybe she likes to paint, maybe she's like a freelance painter, or maybe she's actually a painter for her career and she's really good at it or really famous for it or something like that. And maybe you could display paintings that she's made around the house. And right now I'm just working on that Jack and Jill bathroom that is between the two teens' bedrooms. I can imagine that they would get in a lot of fights about that because me and my siblings, I have 4 siblings, and we fought over the shower every morning. And it got to the point where I was waking up at 5 a.m. when I didn't have school until 8 a.m. I was waking up at 5 a.m. just so that I could get hot water in the shower, because if I woke up like too late and I needed to take a shower, I was either going to get a very cold shower or no shower at all, because that is just what having siblings is like. It's like always a competition to who could get in the shower first every morning, and it was usually me because I did my makeup and I always thought that I absolutely had to have a shower, and I didn't like to take them at night because my hair would be all weird in the morning. So that's, I thought that it would be really funny to make this boy and girl share a bathroom between them. And yeah, I can just like imagine her getting so angry at him every morning and getting mad at his mess or whatever. Maybe he leaves beard hair in the sink. He probably does. It's funny, the family that I made for this home, the teen boy actually does have a beard, so I bet he would leave beard hair in the sink. But there you can see, I didn't put a door on this room. I end up adding one, don't worry. But yeah, I also ended up accidentally putting custom content curtains on that window over there, but luckily I caught myself and I took them away and replaced them with other curtains that end up looking really cute. You'll see them in the screenshots. But for some reason, this build still got flagged as having custom content in it, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. That photo is by Harfy, which is Harfyy. On the gallery. It's super cute. I like the way that it looks in her room. I think it really matches really well. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the custom content. This build keeps getting flagged as having custom content, and it's super annoying because people don't really see custom content builds on the gallery. It automatically has them invisible unless if you turn it on, being able to see them. So you would have to turn on custom content to actually be able to see this build, even though it has no custom content in it whatsoever. It's super annoying, but there's nothing I could do about it. I tried re-uploading it in a different save file and everything, and I tried repairing my game, but it just wouldn't fix it. I even turned off all my mods and custom content and removed them from the game, and it still flags it as having custom content, so there's just nothing I can do about that. But right now I'm working on the teen boys room. I absolutely love this room. The cool thing about these teens' bedrooms is that those windows that are on the back of the house where the roof are, I removed the ceiling so that the roof becomes the ceiling, and then those small square windows become a light source in the room, which is really cool. And when it's a certain time of day, you can see the little squares reflecting onto the floor, which I think is super cool. You'll see them in the screenshots. I couldn't really get a good view of them actually in build mode, but once I went into cinematic mode, I got like really good photos of them, and I think they look super cool. Although I imagine that the girl teen probably hates it. She thinks it totally messes up the aesthetic of her room, but I'm sure the guy likes it. It looks super cool. But I imagine him being a super nerd, as I said before, or just like maybe he wants to video game for his career, and that's not really what his parents want for him, but that's what he wants to do. I love that skateboard object that has the alien abduction painted onto it. I thought that was so cool and really suited his room because I end up using another abduction poster from Strangerville. So here I am adding all those little figurines onto these shelves right here, and I just think they really tie the whole room together, and it really gives off the vibe of like what I thought for this sim. Oh, I placed a fan right there. I thought that was super realistic just because my brother, who is like super into gaming, he always has fans running. Like he never doesn't have a fan blowing on him. He can't sleep without a fan. He has fans in his gaming area. He has fans in his bedroom. He just loves fans. He is a fan of fans. So I had to put a fan in here. I just really had to. Because it just reminded me of him. Actually, this whole room kind of reminds me of him a lot because it's sort of like neat and tidy, but it's also just like, you can tell a collector lives here. I mean, like, look at the stack of CDs that's on the desk and all of the skulls and everything. That totally, like, reminds me of my brother. He wasn't ever really messy, but he just had a lot of stuff, and it wasn't all over the place, but he had a lot of stuff, and he had, like, collected a lot of stuff. But yeah, I end up, like, really loving this room, and I end up adding hampers to it, too, because I did put a laundry room downstairs, which is super nice and like a dream. I would love to have a laundry room like that. I feel like it's pretty big and spacious. It's like in the area with the sliding door that goes out to the backyard. And here I am working on the office. I decided this is probably, in the family that I made, this office is for the dad. I imagine he was in the tech career or maybe the business career, or maybe he's a doctor or something like that. No, I don't think he's a doctor. I think if he was a doctor, they would probably have an even fancier house than this. So maybe he's like in the middle rankings of the tech career, or maybe he's like a nurse or something. He could be a nurse or something, but I don't know why you'd need an office if you were a nurse. Yeah, I would think he'd probably be in business or tech anyways, but if you play in this house, you could probably put the mom in a career, and that could be her office as well. Oh, here I am working on the child and toddler bedroom, which I really love. I think it turns out so cute. I kind of use this like camping / dinosaur themed, which I will admit is not the normal theme. Usually it's dinosaurs or camping, but we are doing dinosaurs and camping. Maybe it's a mixture of what the two Sims that live in here like. So I imagine a boy child and a boy toddler living in here, although obviously it could be any gender. I would have loved this room when I was a little kid. But I just love those beds that have the cute little dinosaur feet print on them. I think they're adorable. And this chair that looks like a little black bear, it's so cute. I love all of the kids' objects, honestly. I could just sit here and talk about how cute all of them are. But I think this room is pretty matchy-matchy. It's like really cute and everything, but it's also a little bit of a mess. I end up putting a bunch of toys around that rug. But there is a toy box, so your sim will immediately go and put them away, so they won't be a problem for too long. But yeah, I put a little craft table in here. I think it would be super cute. I left some space clear on the walls. You could have your sim make decorations and hang them up in the room. I love those little handmade objects that the kids make, especially for the holidays. When they make those like googly-eyed ones and they're actually 3D on the wall. I think that is so cool. EA did such a good job on that. Like when you see it up again, like you can move the camera and see that it's like 3D on the wall, which like usually it would be like, it would look like a drawing of googly eyes, but you can tell that they're actually googly eyes. Like they stick out from the drawing, and I think that is like the cutest, like best thing ever. I just love those little kind of details that just make it seem so much more realistic. And yeah, I don't know. I love this room. I think it's really cute. I love that little thing with the shoes in it too. It like shows how the toddler's feet have grown. I think that's so cute. And yeah, I love this room. I also imagine this family having a dog, but I forgot to put a pet bed in this build, I believe. So you'd probably have to add one, but there is a pet toy box, and also there is 2 food bowls downstairs. Those are also in the laundry room. Here you can see me starting to make the like art area, the little studio area for the mother of my family. I like the little newspaper in the rugs area. Like, I don't know, I think it just looks super cute. Like, it's so realistic. I always paint with newspaper underneath me, so I thought about using that canvas that has all the paint splatters on it, and I was like, no. That would be used for, like, an actual art studio build. But this is, like, her DIY art studio in their hallway of their upstairs. So I just imagine it would probably have newspaper thrown down. That's exactly what I would do anyways. And yeah, so we are coming up on the backyard area, which I am actually obsessed with. Oh, right here I'm like replacing all of those subtle saucer lights with normal lights. I don't like when I download a build from the gallery and it is full of subtle saucer lights. If I believe that a light isn't bright enough, I will size down the subtle saucer lights and I will stack it on top of the pendant lights that I end up using. But for the most part, I just think that they're too modern for most builds, unless if you're doing a modern build, then it completely makes sense. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog, like, shaking his ears in the background. But now we have moved on to the backyard area. That hose there actually made the planter in front of it dysfunctional, so I had to move it, but I ended up putting it on the fence, and I actually like it better there. I think it looks really nice. And the fences bother me so much because when you make them in the shape of a room, you can't place another fence inside of them, and they treat it like it's an actual room in the house, which I think is really annoying because it's a fence. It's not a wall, it's a fence. So I think that's really annoying, but there's not anything that I can really do about it. But I did end up finding a little hack for it, and you'll see me do that right now. I am placing those hedges, which I thought looked really nice, but then I found this wall in the debug menu, and I was able to delete that end of the fence there, and so it didn't register as a room anymore, so I could add fence on the inside, which was great because I wanted to make a sandbox. And that other way was not letting me make a sandbox because I wanted to place a little fence around it and it just wasn't working. So I got my sandbox either way because I think this little wall from the debug menu is perfect and it really suits this build. And I also love the fact that with that there, the Sims can see into the river that is behind their house, whereas with that other fence, I don't think they would have been able to see over it, unless they tried really hard. But now they can sit out on their little patio, and they can eat their food, and they can have like a nice little view of the river, and they have cute little hedges behind it, so I think it all worked out really good. So here's my little sandbox area that I was talking about, and your child Sims and toddler Sims can actually sit there and build sandcastles, which I think is really adorable, but also they can obviously also use the swing, and the toddler can use the slide. And I placed some monkey bars there, but I ended up moving them into the corner. I didn't want to delete them because I wanted there to be tons of things for these kids to do outside. I imagine this family just really likes to be outdoors and they love their backyard area. So I'm placing a grill. There's like a little bird feeder. I love that object because when you add bird seed to it, birds actually fly in and out of your build, which I think is just so aesthetically pleasing. Here I am adding some terrain paint around the sides of the sidewalk thing. I do this because I think it just makes it look a lot more realistic, like it's actually the bricks set on top of grass, because there's like a little bit of dirt around the edges. But when you don't do that, I feel like it just looks really flat and like it's just drawn on top of the grass, which really bothers me. So I always use terrain paint around the sides of things. You see me do it around the monkey bars. I do it around all of the plants and everything like that. It just brings everything together, makes it feel more cohesive. And yeah, so I'm placing some toys for the dog to play with, and we're coming up on the end of the build here. I'm just adding a few little finishing touches. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know what's my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. I don't know what I could say to convince you to hang around when you don't have to. There's so much that I'm still keeping to myself, 'cause you don't listen, babe. But still you got me missing you. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking